Bad Dolly just doesn't know when to back down. Jazz and Emma might be cutting their baddies experience short. And Ivory and Big Lex go round for round, baby. All that and more on the official Baddies Midwest After Show, only on Damien After Dark. I'm your host, Damien Gentry. Don't forget to follow me on all social media platforms at Damien Gentry, DamieonGentry. Okay, baby? Welcome back to the After Show. I'm so glad that you're here and that you have decided to join me for the official recap where we break down the Baddies Midwest episodes each and every week. All right. If you're new here, thank you for joining me. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Welcome back to all my OG followers, y'all that have been here for a while. Make sure you guys subscribe. Subscribe. Okay. Also, click that thumbs up button and like this video below. That's going to help me get into the YouTube algorithm. Just press that thumbs up button. That's all you got to do. If you don't do anything else, please click that thumbs up button. Join the conversation and get in the comment section. Leave me your thoughts and opinions on episode 10. I got to hear what you got to say, baby, because look, we got a lot to talk about. This video might go on to about an hour. We got a lot to talk about, all right? Last but not least, if you would like to donate to the channel to help us grow and sustain going into 2025. In the description box below will be some ways that you can donate using PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and Zelle. Please be mindful that when leaving super chats, YouTube will take 50% of your earnings. All right? Thank you guys so much, or the money you donate, not your earnings, but the money you donate. Thank you guys for your donations. Thank you for your likes, sharing, commenting, subscribing, all that. Okay? I'm already thirsty. I try to step away from the mic so y'all don't hear it all. But look, I'm glad that I could get some of these videos out sooner this week. Jocelyn's Cabaret, the finale is up. All 17 episodes of Jocelyn's Cabaret recaps are up for your viewing pleasure if you like Jocelyn's Cabaret. We're caught up on Baddies Midwest now. This should be coming out on a Monday, December the 30th. I've had some time off, a few days off, and I've been able to get some work done like this. Typically, y'all know I'll be releasing videos a little later in the week, and it's just because I got so much on my plate. But I got some free time, and I said, why not get this shit out on time and let's get it done, right? Let's dive into it. Episode 10. What did y'all think? It's the girls' last night in Cleveland. It's the girls' last night in Cleveland. They're about to go out to the club, of course, because what else do they do on Baddies besides fight and go to the club? Um, Same shit, different episode, right? But before they go out, we gotta continue with Dolly versus Pretty Pete because that's where last week left off. Now, I've always said Dolly's got hands. Based off of from behind, it looked like she really had them hands when because we couldn't see Pretty P, but we could see Dolly's back, and it just looked like she had speed and hands, right? Um, but Pretty P also got them hands, okay? They don't call her Pretty P. Don't let the Pretty P face fool you, baby. Because Tinka says that Pretty P won that. What y'all think? Who do y'all think won that round between Pretty P and Bad Dolly? Because from one angle it looked like Bad Dolly was eating Pretty P up, and then another angle it looked like Pretty P was chewing Dolly's ass up. Now overall, I have to give it to Pretty P because it looked like Dolly, you had to tap out with your finger, you know. Now Ivory has Pretty P pulled to the side, and she's telling her, "Good job, keep your head up, don't stop." She says that she understands Pretty P, that she gets her, and that they just have something different together. And I just want to know. It seems like thus far Ivory has been very calm compared to her behavior on Now That's TV. So I'm like, what is Zeus know how to talk with her? What? Even though she gets crunk up in this episode, it wasn't really until this episode that we've really seen Ivory do much. A little bit in the beginning, but I was expecting so much more from Ivory. But we're seeing a much more tame Ivory, shall I say, mature. I don't know. Shall I say that? Now, Dolly has fucked her hand up even worse than it already was because she come into the house. She came into the show with her hand fucked up. We know that she fucked her. No, she came into the auditions with her hand fucked up. So this girl's hand has been fucked up through the audition process, through the filming process, through it all. And it's like, why are you fighting if you know you're not in a good shape to be fighting? That's your problem. Like, you won't even be able to have a good time, Dolly, and enjoy the baddie experience if you over here in bandages and casts and, slings and shit. Like, who wants to be in pain while we on the road trying to turn up and have a good time? I'm just saying. Hello. Now, she's steady wanting to keep fighting after her hand just gets fucked up. She over here like, then she's like, no, fuck that, let's go, fuck that, let's go. Even though Summer and Dolly are like pretty close in the house. Um, I don't know, I guess they formed a bond together, but Summer is trying to help Dolly out by like, giving her water, trying to help, bandage her hand, do whatever to her hand. And Dolly's just being rude about it. I understand that she's in pain. I get that. But she's doing a lot. Like Summer is even trying to tell her to chill out. She's trying to support her, but Dolly is even being rude to the paramedics, through to the medical professionals that are there trying to help her. She's like talking about put this ice on my fucking hand. Hurry up, put this shit on my hand. Hurry up. Uh who are you again? I don't like when people talk to others that way, whether it's drive-through workers, whether it's wait staff at restaurants, whether it's the cab driver, the bus driver, or here, a paramedic or a nurse or whatever the case may be. Stop talking to people like you're above them because you're not. Okay, sweetheart? And you better humble yourself because God has a way of humbling people. All right? And as soon as He can give you something, baby, He can take it right back. Okay? Now, Natalie says she tells all the girls that she feels like that there are a lot of girls here that need to step their pussy up, okay? That wasn't her words verbatim, but pretty much Natalie said, look, some of y'all hoes is boring and it's time to step it up. I want to see, when we go out tonight, I want to see personalities. I want to see energy. I want to see fun. You're pretty much, if you're fading in the background, you're going home because you're not here to get a free fucking check. Now, and Scotty says, yeah, Emma, we want to see you do something. Yeah, Emma. Um, which I love that Scotty is staying on her ass because you can't come in here. You came in here so red hot calling Scotty boring when you're the most boring one. Like, stand on it. Stand on it. Like, show us what you can show us, Emma. It's giving, like, I almost thought Emma wanted to take Scotty's place. Like, were you trying to be Lemon Pepper's side piece? Are you one of Lemon Pepper's other side pieces and you don't like that Scotty is side piece number one? So you got salt towards her? Like, what's tea with you and Scotty? Like, I feel like you came in with an agenda, Emma. I really feel like you came in with an agenda. Now, the girls all go back in the house. They all head back into the house after this fight and altercation. And now Dolly is, um, excuse me. Now Dolly is upset. Jesus, that water's got me like, mm. Dolly is upset with Big Lex because she feels like Big Lex should have had her back, jumped in that fight, and fought Pretty P for her. Why didn't you have that same energy for Summer? I feel like Summer is more of your girl than Big Lex. Now I know we all know that Summer's not the best fighter. We know that, but I'm just confused. Like, why would Big Lex fight your fight for you? I did not get that. You're mad because she didn't fight your back. I'm just not. I'm not feeling Dolly anymore. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like, I was feeling her the first half of this season. Now I'm just kind of like, she doing a lot. She's doing a lot. Y'all barely even know each other for her to be fighting your battles for you like that. And in my opinion, with the way your hands fucked up, Lex is not the one I would be fucking with. Based off of what I've seen, how she can fight, I feel like she's one of the better fighters in the house. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Lex is a true baddie. She's pretty, she's confident, she can fight, she stands on her business. Now those sometimes her wigs be questionable in the confessionals, but that's okay. You know, we're all trying to figure it out here. Now the girls go to the club, which again, I always think it's really surreal to see how many fans always show up and pack these clubs out. I mean, it be so packed wall to wall you can't move that the girls have to stand on the bar. And like I guess that's what you do at club appearances. I'm not a club boy anymore. I don't really go out to the clubs like that. But maybe they need bigger venues. If y'all are going to continue to do this touring thing, I don't think it's going to, always be safe to just keep going to clubs. Well, at least for me, I would be paranoid because, number one, I get claustrophobic easy. So in tight spaces, you know what I mean? Are y'all like that too? In tight spaces, it's just kind of like it gets hot, you can't breathe. It's kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And my thing is, in spaces like that, in clubs where people are inebriated, where people are on substances, where you're in a tight space, it's dark, and where bad things tend to happen at clubs, and not always. Listen, clubs are for a good time, and 70% of the time you have a great time. But there is that area where people come in with GUNs and people get to popping. And I'm like, especially when celebrities are around and certain, it's the energy's hype and it's tense. People get to doing dumb shit. So my thing is, if we're in these clubs and we're shoulder to shoulder, wall to wall, and somebody gets to popping and I can't move, mm-mm. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. No ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am. And listen, I try not to live my life in fear, but I also try to move accordingly and move smart. And we know we saw what happened on Baddies West. They got to popping with Stunner Girl and her man. I just think that they should move on to bigger venues. Like, I don't know, get a bigger nightclub. I don't know. What do y'all suggest? Maybe do something outdoor. But I'm not gonna lie, it looks like a good ass time. Don't get me wrong. It looks like a good time. Like if I could have been on the bar. you know, like unless I had like a VIP booth or been on the bar, but down there in general pop, no ma'am. Mm-mm. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Now Big Lex gets on the mic and she shouts out, she's from Cleveland, I guess, and she shouts out her city and, Lex has got the look, she's got the body, she's got everything, but she sounded a little corny on the mic when she was like, this is my city, let's go, period. I'm like, oh my God, you sound like a Valley girl up there on like, OMG. Now, Jaden performs her one hit. No shade, because I like her one hit, but she performs her one hit. Barbie, baddie, snip like a Barbie, whatever. Is it me, or does Jaden always look stoned high as giraffe pussy in her motherfucking confessionals, bitch? Jaden be like this in every confessional. Today we're going to the club, and I'm really excited to go out with my girls. And I'm like, sis, anybody home? You know what I mean? Now, can we talk about something? What the hell? Come closer. What the hell was Biggie wearing in her confessional this week? First, can we get let's first of all let's just put this up here on the screen, okay? Let's just put it up on the screen. Um, yeah, no. What happened? It's giving butch biker. Now, no shade to the butches and no shade to the bikers, but it's just not a good look for Biggie, the butch biker. That's like, from the wig to the open jacket. I And here's the thing, like Trey Howard, I know you didn't do that, cause see, Trey Howard, I don't, the guy that's styling her, his name is Trey Howard. He's been styling her all season. That's my booski. I love me some Trey Howard. Now, Trey, I know you didn't do this. Somebody get Trey on the line. I know Trey been styling Biggie throughout Baddies Midwest. I know you did not put this together, Trey. Some of y'all might know Trey Howard from Chasing Dallas on YouTube. It's a YouTube series that he was also on. He was also on Coming Up LA on Now That's TV. He is her stylist. But I just, I know Trey wouldn't do that. This, who approved this? And I had to blur out right here because her titties were just out. And I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with the titties being out, but just the whole ensemble, just get it out, get it off my screen, get it off my screen. Um, no, Ivory gets on the mic and decides to stir the pot a little bit and lick the spoon. And she knows what she's doing. Ivory decides that it's time for her to clock in 10 episodes finally, because she wants to fuck with Big Lex a little bit. And I think she's got a crush on Big Lex. I think she got a little something something for Big Legs because she likes to pick with this, like when the bully picks on you in school, but they really got a crush on you. That's what I feel like this kind of scenario is right now. Um, so Ivory gets on the mic and she says, "What's up, y'all? It's me, Ivory. This is my city. I run Cleveland. Da, da, da. Pretty much trying to get under Big Lex's skin. And, Big Lex is behind Ivory and she's like, no, it's my city. But, she tried to grab the mic. That didn't really work. I think she tried to grab the mic. She was trying to get on the mic and let people know, no, it's my city. But that didn't happen. Now, back at the crib, after the club and all that, they get back home and it's the next day. Dolly, Summer, and Big Lex, they're in their room, their little bunk bed room, packing their shit. I still don't understand it. Y'all be in these big mansions, having four girls in a bedroom and bunk beds. Bitch, get me a hotel, please. Like, what? And it's not that I'm too good to sleep on a bunk bed, because I'll sleep on a bunk bed. But I know Zeus got the budget. Why are we packing girls in rooms like sardines in these mansion type homes? Put production somewhere else, or I don't know, Zeus, y'all need to figure it out, or don't cast 50 girls. Y'all could do a successful good season with 10 to 12 girls, 8 to 12 girls. You don't need 25. That's why I would be pissed like packing four of us into a room. No. Now, Dolly, Summer, and Big Lex, let's get back to them. They're in their bedroom packing their stuff. Dolly says that she's trying to hurt bitches. She's not trying to hurt herself. Talking about her hand being fucked up. She's disappointed at herself that she's done let her hand get so fucked up because again it's gonna ruin her experience, right? And I think she's aware of that. Like, I'm gonna be in a cast, I'm gonna be in a finger splint for the next few weeks throughout this entire filming experience, and I'm gonna be in pain. And it's because you came in too hot, Dolly. Let's just be real. From the get go, you've been trying to do too much. And I get it, you're trying to prove yourself in a way, but there's 25 other girls. Get in the paint some and then step back, reel it back a little bit. You don't have to always be popping it. um I just feel like, now you look stupid, don't you? mm. Something like that finger, like, ow, ow. We then see Rolly and Biggie go into DTB's room to check on her, see how she's doing. They're talking to her. And, they're all talking about, like, oh, somebody's going to probably go home. All these new girls probably think that being a baddie means that, you just fight. But they talk about how no, being a baddie is more than just fighting. It's Rolly says, the rest of us bring comedy. And Biggie's like, yeah, you got to bring comedy, you got to bring the looks, you got to bring and they're making a lot of sense. I may not agree with some of the messengers here, Because let's face it, Biggie hits and misses a lot. A lot of times her looks are good. A lot of times she be missing. Um, but that's why I say when Biggie is looking cute, it's because Trey Howard styled that ass. Okay, now, um, everybody wants to be on TV and everybody wants to be a baddie. Everybody wants to be a star, but they don't have the star power. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you got to. Where's the substance? You might be able to be a good fighter, but where is the substance? And I'm not talking about controlled substances. I'm talking about the depth of you. Who is your character? Who are you? Who is your personality? Are you witty? Are you funny? Are you a confessional queen? Are you a fashion girl? Are you all four of those things? That's why I think, and a great example is Diamond the Body, okay? Diamond the Body, she gives what they want on Baddies because she fights. But not only does she fight, she's a cute girl. She's funny as hell. She has cute one-liners. She's witty. She keeps herself relevant. She contributes to conversations. She's got a music career as well. She does other shows. She keeps her name out there. I mean, if you look at Diamond the Body's Instagram, she was in fucking Iowa the other night, bitch. Did y'all see where she got arrested in Iowa? That she was in Iowa, where what happens in Iowa? No shade to my Iowans out there. But what happens in Iowa? Hell, DTB said she didn't even know that Iowa had black folks. That's what I'm saying. I thought Iowa was an all white state, but that's just ignorance because we don't know better, right? But my thing is, even in Iowa, people were chasing DTB down like she was in Los Angeles, bitch. Like they all knew who she was, and that's because she's played this game right. She's played it strategic. She didn't come in just fighting and then get on the bus and sit down and not say nothing until she fights again. Does that make sense? And that's why Zeus brought her back. And they're gonna keep Diamond around, mark my words, because Diamond, she's got star power. She's got star power. The following is there. The followers are there. And that's why I didn't take it personal when Diamond when I asked her to do an interview, and she was like, send me your channel, and she never said anything back, because I get it. When your star is rising and you're doing big things, you gotta pick and choose carefully what you're doing. I'm gonna go spend an hour on Damien After Dark with 6,000, 7,000 subscribers, when I can go over here and sit down with Tasha K or whoever with, a million subscribers and get my shit out. I get it. I get it. Now all the girls meet outside of the house in front of the Baddies bus because they're headed to Chicago. They're getting ready to head to Chicago, but somebody is going home. Two people are allegedly going to go home. Which, everybody's kind of had an idea of who that was going to be. I feel like the weakest link has been Emma. Now, I'm not going to lie. Emma's whole story about her father having cancer really did move me, and I did feel sorry for her. I'm not going to lie about that. Um, do I think that that's the reason why she's been so quiet? Maybe, but part of me thinks that this is just who Emma is. She's just a quiet girl who wants to be on TV and wants to be famous, and she needs the money. Even Anna tonight said on the episode, Natalie asked, who do y'all think should go home when they were on the private jet, just the OGs, and Anna said, I think Emma should go home, but at the same time, she needs the money because of what she's going through with her dad. Which we're going to get into that in a second. Now, Tasiki says this is the hard part, referencing sending somebody home. Natalie says, no, this is not the hard part because I'm going to get right to it. I told y'all to step your game up, step your pussies up. Let's go. Right? But here's my thing. Instead of the newbies, why do we got to send a newbie home? Why do we got to send a fresh face home that we barely get to know yet? Can we boot out some of these hoes who have been here for 3 to 4 seasons and who have not done shit and coat ride and bandwagon and have been sitting back, kicking their feet up, smoking blunts all day and not doing a goddamn thing, but they cash and they check every single time? Can we send some of them home? Roll call, please. Anna Mac, Tasiki, Biggie, Jayla. They can all go. What are they contributing? Nothing. Nothing. We've seen them. It's time to let the mouse go. It's time to send them packing. I feel like they have outgrown the Baddies experience now. I feel like there's nothing left to really see here. And if I'm being really real, if I'm being really real, Rolly, you and Scotty have gotten a little comfortable. Natalie too, obviously, but Natalie's not going nowhere, so I don't count her. Rolly and Scotty, y'all got a little comfortable. Y'all were talking about, Rolly and Biggie and DTB were talking about, bringing more than just fights, but bringing looks and comedy and all that. But I feel like Biggie and Rolly and Scotty, y'all have really not been. I mean, they've been bringing some looks, yeah, but the comedy, getting engaged and into the stuff, getting in the mix. I feel like y'all been kicking your feet up and just chilling and collecting your check. So, which of course, I never want to see Rolly go home, and I don't think she ever will go home. But as far as those other four, Anna, Tasiki, Biggie, Jayla, don't let the door hit you or the good Lord split you right up that ass. Now, Natalie says two people are up to go home right now. Let's all discuss it as a group. She says, who do y'all think should go home? Summer immediately speaks up and she says, Jazz, Pretty P, and Emma should go home. And this is why Summer isn't going to go anywhere. Summer is going to tell you how she feels. She speaks up. She engages. She makes her presence known. She puts herself out there. When Natalie asked those girls, who do you think should go home? Y'all should have all spoke up immediately, and especially the newbies mainly. Y'all should have immediately spoke up and pointed another bitch out because you're giving another girl the chance to put you on the spot and say why you should go home. And that's exactly what Summer did. Checkmate, right? And so they all think, I think tonight they were talking about it, and some of the girls actually thought Summer was going to go home. Y'all really think Zeus is going to send Summer home? She's like 75% of their content this season. She's not going anywhere. And if she does, that's going to shock the fuck out of me. Now, here's the gag, though. I agree with Summer, though. She's not wrong. Emma and Jazz could go, in my opinion. They just don't seem like the right fits for TV for me. I want to Jazz. I could give more of a chance to because she's spoken up a lot more, done a lot more. Emma to me is like watching paint dry. And they say that Jazz has been annoying, right? Really annoying throughout the season, probably on and off camera, and I could see that too as well. Now, Pretty P, as far as she goes, I don't agree with that when Summer says Pretty P should go home because I feel like Pretty P has really clocked in and put in the work, and she's been fighting hoes left and right. She speaks up. She's got a personality. I think, I don't think she should go just yet. And maybe even Jazz. I feel like Jazz still needs more of a chance because she does speak up every time Summer tries it, right? Because Natalie tried playing Jazz tonight in the confessionals, talking about, Jazz, when you're challenged, I really wish you would speak up more. And it's like, huh? The Jazz that I've seen has spoken up every time she's been challenged. Am I right or am I wrong? Now, Natalie wants to hear from the OGs that are staying in the newbie's house. She wants to see if she can get some insight from the OGs like Tinkerbella, DTB, Rolly, and Biggie. I'm sorry, I don't know. Did Rolly stay in the house? I don't know. Anyway, I know Biggie, Tinka, and DTB are definitely in the newbie's house. Just watching them, whatever. So Natalie wants to hear from them on who they think should go home since they've been in the house with the newbies. Now, DTB says that she thinks Emma should go because she's got personal stuff at home and it's affecting her energy, which Emma says that she respects it, and DTB says that she also wants to see Akbar go home. Akbar's not going anywhere. She was hand chosen. She's not going to go anywhere until she gets ready to leave or Zeus wants to boot her out. Now, Tinkerbella also says that Emma should go home and says that she's got a lot going on, which Anna Mac chimes in and says, does she got a lot going on, or are y'all just saying that because she's quiet? Y'all think she's quiet. And Tinkerbella says, "Oh no, it's that too. It's that too." Y'all call it what it is. Like, I get that they're trying to be nice to Emma because I think they should be. With her father dealing with cancer, I would be softer with Emma on that. Like, you know, she's got stuff going on at home. I think she should go. At least they were honest about who they think should go. And I agree with them. Like, if my spouse, parent, whatever was dealing with cancer, I would probably want to be spending spending any moments I could with them. Now, I don't want to judge Emma for making the decision to come on Baddies because maybe her father told her, go be on the show. Or maybe she's strictly doing this for the income. Maybe she really needs the money and it was an opportunity that she could not pass up. Now there is no way that Tinkerbella is 25. I don't care, y'all. If Google says 1999, I do not believe that shit. Or 2000, whatever year they say Tinkerbella's born. That girl cannot be 25. Baby. Baby. Nobody can convince me that Tinkerbella is in her 20s. Mm, mm, mm. Did y'all notice how Anna has decided to bring her dog along now? Scotty's always had her dog with her. That's why I think, like, Scotty, yeah, Scotty should be able to bring her dog because she's had it since Batty South. Maybe it's an emotional support pet. And if you got a small dog like I do, like, I can put him in my bag, like, I can hold him in a blanket, and it's just like me carrying a little baby around. You would never really know. But and my dog, I would need my dog around too to keep from stomping hoes' asses. That's the only thing that would keep me. If I was around a bunch of guys on a show, my dog would keep me sane. But I'd also be scared for his safety in a way too, like getting stomped on or something. But Automatic got her a dog now, child. They gonna end up all having a little. It's gonna end up being baddies and pups. Now, Biggie, when asked who she thinks should go home out of the newbies, she says that she thinks Jazz should go home because she's looking for a little bit more from Jazz. Well, we're looking for a little bit more from you too, Biggie. You got a lot of nerve to say that. She says when they're performing at the clubs, Jazz doesn't support them. And Anna Mac, she chimes in and clocks it and says, no, she does because she's standing right next to me and she's supporting us every time. And Jazz, in her confessional, says, Biggie, you should go home because you haven't contributed shit to this show. And I agree with Jazz, but my thing is, Jazz, why didn't you say that to Biggie's face in that moment? That's what I think Natalie and them, why they want to send you home. And maybe that's what Natalie was referencing when she says you're challenged, you really don't speak up. Because when Biggie would have said that to me, I would have said, Biggie, I think you should go. You've been here 3 or 4 seasons and you ain't really brought shit. You know? I feel like Biggie should have not returned after Baddies West. That was just my opinion. Now, Big Lex presses Ivory about what happened the night before in the club with Ivory getting on the mic and saying, oh, it's her city. Cleveland's my city. Big Legs thinks it was a slight. She thinks it was a dig. And even though Ivory is denying that it was a dig, I'm agreeing with Big Lex. It was obviously a dig. Ivory, you knew what you were doing. You were being shady. You were trying to piss her off, get under her skin a little bit. What do y'all think? Do y'all think, because Ivory is saying no, it wasn't intentional, but do y'all believe that Ivory was trying to pick with Big Lex? And that's where she's gaslighting too. Like, don't fuck with me and then try to say, oh, I wasn't doing anything. Gaslighting 101, and I see right through it. Now, um, Ivory says that in her confessionals that she's like, they were chanting my name at the club. I didn't hear them chanting your name, Big Lex. So whose city is it really? But in all fairness, Ivory, you've been on like what, 6 TV shows at this point, and this is Ivory's first time being on TV. Of course, people are going to know who you are. Of course, people are going to chant your name when they see you in the club because you've been on TV, you've been put out there. They don't know Ivory. I mean, they don't know Big Lex yet. Um, Akbar, I don't know what it is about Akbar. She's funny to me. She said in the confessional, I'm big dog. Me and Jaden are getting a first class ticket and letting the girls ride the bus. I'm like, okay, big dog. Okay, big mama Don, you go get on the first class ticket, sis. Now, the rest of the girls get on the bus, minus the OGs who are taking a private jet to Chicago. Um, and, as soon as the girls get on the Baddies bus, Ivory immediately starts popping it. She starts popping it at the mouth because she's mad about what Lex had to say in front of the girls, how Lex brought up, you know, the night before and what Ivory said on the mic. So, Ivory's popping it. She's like, if anybody wants to fight me, you could fight me right now. If you got anything to say to me, speak up, say it now. And I'm just like, well, usually Ivory, when I've watched Ivory on shows like this, usually she would have done swung on Big Lex by now. So I'm like, why aren't you done swung on this girl? Um, because if it was anybody else, if it was Summer or a Biggie or anybody else that couldn't fight, Ivory would have been popped them in the mouth. Would she not have? She would have been jaw jacked them. I think because it's Big Lex, she's kind of like, okay, taking it step by step because she knows that Big Lex is not going to be the easiest person to fight. Ivory might be able to whoop Big Lex's ass, but it's going to be more of a challenge if she, if unless she were to fight like a Summer or a Biggie. Now, Jazz and Summer on the bus, they're going back and forth because Summer's always got something to say to Jazz. Summer is going to always bait Jazz, and Jazz is going to always take the motherfucking bait, bitch. Now, watching the girls on the bus, they're all having a good time, twerking, drinking, whether somebody's bickering or not, everybody's kind of, doing their thing. But Emma is just sitting there. And I think that's what Natalie and them are talking about. And I think that's why she does need to go home. Because if she's going through something at home like she says she is, then that's obviously bothering her. That's all that's on her mind. I don't think she's going to be able to focus and really um, contribute. I really don't. And I wouldn't be able to either. Again, listen, if I was on a show and someone in my family was terminally ill, I would not be able to focus. I would be thinking about them. And that's why I think she should go home. Go home while you've got some money now. She's made something. She's been on 10 episodes? She's made something. But I don't know if she should be around for the other 10. Now, what was Tessiki wearing in her confessional? I don't know what was going on with the girls tonight in their confessionals, but everybody was missing it left and right, okay? Natalie in that banana yellow hair that she had on, Tessiki in that pink ensemble. I don't know what was going on there. I was not a fan of that either. We saw Biggie, obviously what Biggie had on. Jesus Christ. Now, Natalie, Tessiki, Anna, Biggie, Rolly, Scotty, and Jayla are on a private jet headed to Chicago from Cleveland. And, Natalie, that's when she brings up, look, should we send these two girls home, Jazz and Emma? And that's when the topic of Emma's father having cancer gets brought up. And the girls, I seem to come to a consensus that it seemed like they're going to let both of the girls stay. I don't know. We didn't see on tonight's episode if anybody went home or not. I've heard from on the social media streets that Emma does go home eventually. So maybe we'll see that play out next week. Um, but if I had to choose, again, Emma would go home, Jazz would stay. I think Jazz needs another chance. I feel like they're not giving Jazz a fair shot. Um, Now the OGs get to the house before the newbies arrive. And Natalie decides she wants to change the name on the doors to play a prank on the newbies because they have names on all the doors of who's going to be sleeping in what room. So Natalie puts Big Lex and Ivory. She puts their name tags on the same door. BGC style, right? We're playing some Bad Girls Club games, right? Remember when they used to do little shady shit like that? Now, Ivory, the newbies arrive, they get there. Ivory sees that her and Big Lex are sharing a room, and she snatches Big Lex's name off the door. Lex comes in anyway. She finds out that that's her room too, and Big Lex gets very comfortable. She jumps on the bed, and she's like, I'm not going nowhere. This is my room. And that's what I respect about Big Lex. She don't let these hoes punk her. Okay, she don't care if you're Ivory from Now That's TV. She don't care. She's coming in. She don't care if you're an OG. She gonna speak on you like she did Jayla, and that's why I fucks with Big Legs. Now, Ivory says she's not sharing the room with her. But did y'all notice through a lot of that, Ivory was smiling. She was like, I really feel like Ivory low key wants to get the strap, if you know what I'm saying. I low key feel like Ivory want to take Big Legs to Pound Town. Hell, I'd want to, and I think, in all honesty, Ivory wants to share a room with her. I'd want to share a room with Big Legs. Why not? Now, she starts to get pissed. Ivory starts to get pissed to where she looks like she's gonna cry almost. And they have to tell her like, "Yo, it was a prank. Chill out, Ivory." And she tells Jayla that she feels like she's being played with. She's like, "I feel like I'm being played with," and Jayla's like, "Well, at the end of the day," and Ivory's like, "No, fuck that. Y'all are playing with me. Y'all are playing with me right now." Now, Big Lex, she walks up to Ivory and Jayla in that moment, and she's like, Ivory's like, "What? What do you want?" And Big Lex is like, "I'm staying in this room." And Ivory sets her phone down. She's like, okay, let's go. And she puts her fist up and she's ready to fight. And it's like, ding, ding, ding. Here we go. Here we go. And we see Ivory versus Big Lex. Now, we've already seen them fight one time this season, episodes ago. Now they're scrapping again. And baby, Ivory's a strong girl. Big Lex is a big fighter, but the advantage that Ivory has here, and y'all know I don't care about the weight classes, but there is an advantage here because Big Legs is like 100 pounds soaking wet. Ivory is like she's a stout girl. So she's got the advantage. Does that mean that the smaller person will always lose? No. No, but there is an advantage here. It's just like when I used to say Anna Mac should have got in the paint with Rolly. I still believe she should have to this day. I don't care if there's a weight class difference. Anna Mac was throwing shoes at Rolly. She was running her mouth. Yeah, Rolly probably would have mollywopped her and drug her through the mud, but Anna Mac would have deserved it for everything that she was saying and doing to Rolly last season. Now, Ivory is getting the best of Big Lex. She was slinging her little ass around. Um, and baby, that sneak peek for next week. That sneak peek for next week, bitch. It looked like they were fucking each other up, but it seemed like Ivory was really fucking Big Lex up. I was worried what their faces were going to look like when they came back up, but Big Lex didn't have any markings on her face, even though I saw Ivory, beating her in the head. She kicked her in the stomach at one point, but Big Lex is still standing. I don't know if we really saw Ivory's face or not to see if she had any marks or not, but they was going blow to blow, but I feel like Ivory probably got her a little bit. Who do y'all think got that? Ivory versus Big Lex. Because when they first fought episodes ago, I gave it to Big Lex. This time, I may have to give it to Ivory. Now, next week, we see on the sneak peek for next week, Big Lex is calling Anna Mac out, and I cannot wait for that one because Big Lex tells Anna, you got a lot of mouth to be a little girl. You got all bark, no bite, pretty much. And I'm actually hoping they fight because we got two girls that are y'all like to holler weight classes, weight classes, weight classes on this show. We got two girls who are the similar sizes. Now, Big Lex is a little taller than Anna Mac, but they're both thin, petite girls. I'm hoping Big Lex gives Anna Mac that work and finally shuts her up once and for all. Okay. Um. And I've been liking Anna this season, and I'm going to tell you why. It's because she's been mute. She's been not saying shit in the background. I like you that way. If Anna's gonna be here, zoop, boop, unless she's got something that makes sense to say, because tonight she did contribute a few times and speak up and say some things that made sense, like when she defended Jazz and said, well, no, Jazz does support us, or when she spoke up about, there was something else she spoke up about tonight too, how Emma should go home. I think maybe that's what it was. Now we also see in the next sneak peek for next week that another baddie chain will be given out, and we have to sit through another sit down between Slim and Rolly. I'm tired. Stop trying to force this Slim situation on us. Why are they trying to make this happen? And why did Slim look like Cindy Lou Who from the Dr. Seuss's The Grinch Who Stole Christmas? That's what she reminded me of, child. Now, here she go apologizing again. Rolly, I'm sorry for what I said about your son. Whether you accept my apology or not, nobody in real life just continues to apologize like this to somebody. You're only doing it because you want to get back on the show, Slim. Let's just call it what the fuck it is. But my thing is like, and I'm sure Slim's a nice girl, but she's just not, and I know some of y'all like her, but to me, she's not that entertaining because she's very aware of the cameras. That's my problem with Slim. The strip club is calling, Ma. The pole is calling. Bye, Slim. Now, I'm when Rolly told Slim, you want to come back to the show so bad because you want a job. Well, I'm going to give you a job. You are now a returned baddie as my assistant, baby. I hollered. I rewound that fucking scene 3 or 4 times. Y'all might have thought it was mean. I thought it was fucking iconic. I hollered because Rolly said, look, bitch, you want to keep begging? You want to come back to this motherfucking show? You can come back as my assistant, bitch. You gonna work for me. You gonna jump when I say jump. You gonna bark when I say bark. When I need my coffee, you gonna go fetch it. When I need my lunch picked up, you gonna go get it. Oop. I hollered so loud. Can we insert the picture of Slim and the face she made when Rolly told her she was coming back as the assistant, bitch? Huh? Checkmate. Boo boo. Checkmate. And I'm screaming because the gag is I could see Slim taking the position. I could see Slim taking the position as Rolly's assistant out of desperation after everything that Rolly has said to her and drug her and beat her ass. Slim is probably still going to take the position, walking around like this bitch. Yes, Rolly. Uh huh. Uh huh. Yep, that's a Frappuccino, cold foam, add caramel. Uh huh. And get Natalie a what? Okay. And get Scotty a what? Oh, okay. Oh, wait, can you repeat that again? I think I got it wrong. Not the assistant, bitch. Not the motherfucking assistant, ho. No shade to the assistants. I've been an assistant before. You got to start somewhere, but you don't start up here and then go back to an assistant. Now, Ivory, next week, we also see that she's still upset over her name being put in the same room as Big Lex. She won't let it go, and she says that she wants to fight the person that did this. And I'm thinking, Natalie? Because Natalie's the one that did it. Is she going to fight Natalie? That's kind of funny because I don't feel like we've seen Natalie fight on this show since Baddies South. Has she fought since Baddies South? I feel like maybe there was another time on Baddies West or East that she fought. Um, but if I was Natalie, what would y'all do if y'all were her? Um, would you tell Ivory, look, if you can't take a joke, get to stepping? Or Would you fight her? I mean, she is the executive producer of the show. I wouldn't be fighting her. I would be like, if you're that angry about it, go home, ho. I don't know. What do y'all think? I want to hear y'all's thoughts and opinions. Join the comment section below and let me know what you thought about episode 10. Okay, baby. Um, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like this video by clicking the thumbs up button. If you want to donate, in the description box below will be some ways that you can donate. The Jocelyn's Cabaret season finale is available on my channel now to watch if you want to check out that after show. Also, all 17 episodes of Jocelyn's Cabaret season 5, the after show, is available on my channel as well right now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode. I appreciate you being here. I love you from the bottom of my heart. I hope you're looking forward to a bright, prosperous, healthy, happy, and successful 2025. I know I am. I look forward to many more videos with you guys and hopefully going live here soon. Love you, and we'll see you next time. See you.